Hello, looking at how to make this simple waterfall console table. This is made entirely out of 2x4s. It's a very beginner friendly project, and it's perfect for when you need an entryway console table or something behind the couch or just anywhere in the house that requires a narrow table. So this is going to be a beginner friendly step-by-step tutorial so that you can make this in your own home as well. The overall dimensions of this are going to be 31 inches tall, it's 15 inches deep, and then 54 inches wide. So these are just recommendations. You don't have to make it this exact size. You can make it more wide, more narrow, add some length to it, depth to it, and so on. So the way that it is right now is to optimize the usage of 8-foot long lumber. So earlier I mentioned this is made out of 2x4s. That would be probably the cheapest route to go. So I made mine out of redwood, and redwood is pretty expensive. We're going to be using some skinnier 1x1 pieces and then 2x4 pieces. This can be cut from 2x4 lumber, which is what I did on my table saw. That way I saved a whole bunch of money because redwood 1x1s are really expensive at Home Depot. So whichever approach you want to use, you can go ahead and do that. So you're going to need 4 of these blue 2x4s that are 31 inches and then 16 of these yellow 1x1 lumber pieces. If you're making it out of Douglas fir or pine, they usually sell 1x1s that you can purchase. It's not too expensive, should be well within anyone's budget to build this table. So the next step is going to be to build up the legs of this table. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the blue piece here at the end, and then these are cut at 45 degrees, by the way, on the ends here. So what we're going to do is secure this with 2.5-inch screws. We're using 2.5-inch screws so that they don't poke through to the other side, and some wood glue. You're going to have to stagger these screws as you add the next layer. The reason why we're staggering them is we need to make sure that there's no screw collision, and so that all the boards, they bond evenly and nicely. Sometimes these boards are going to be like slightly warped this way or that way. You're going to have to use clamps to encourage the wood to fit, into a nice, straight, even kind of final placement. So go ahead and keep on adding these. I pre-drilled the wood. This way it's not going to split, and it's going to be all nice, and also sunk the screws. That way the screws are not sticking out either. So another tip is to plane all of these boards with a thickness planer beforehand. The reason why you probably would want to do this is you can sand it afterwards, but it's going to be a lot of sanding and you'll still have kind of like a wavy surface. I wanted mine to be very nice and even and straight. So I used a thickness planer beforehand to just get everything perfect. So lastly, you're going to add the blue part here. This is the 2x4. Secure it with some 2.5-inch screws. So the screws that are going to be showing here, the screw holes, this is going to be the part that's going to be facing the back or facing the wall. So we don't need to conceal those. Those are probably not going to be seen anyways. You can use some wood plugs, or some putty or something to fill that in. So you need to make a second piece exactly like this. This is going to be the 2 legs. All right, next we're going to be making the center or the body of this console table. So here we're going to be using 54-inch 2x2s and then 54-inch 2x4s. So 2 of these, and then we need 8 of these. So again, you can cut these from thicker pieces, or you can just buy the 2x2s that you need. So we're going to be following the same pattern here. These are going to be cut at 45 degrees on both ends. So that's going to be a difference for the legs versus the top. So go ahead and secure these with 2.5-inch screws, pre-drill and countersink these. So just keep going just like you did before, encouraging that wood to align properly. And the last part is making the legs connect to the top. So what we're going to be using is these 12-inch pink pieces here. These are 2x4 lumber. And what we're going to do is we're going to use them kind of as braces or brackets to be able to hold everything together. So the way that I did this is connect the 2x4s together with some 2.5-inch screws and some wood glue. And you're going to have a total of 2 of these brackets. Now, what I also did on mine, this is optional, is I also cut right here at 45 degrees and also cut right here at 45 degrees. So it makes it like a fancy L bracket versus, you know, just like one like this. My kind of thinking behind that was I didn't want the edges showing, like even if I kind of bent down or was putting shoes underneath, or, you know, somebody was or whatever, I didn't want the edges to show. So what I did is I just trimmed this right here. If you can imagine a line right here, you know, just like that, 45 degrees and then 45 degrees here as well. So that's completely optional. You can do that if you like. So go ahead and secure these L brackets to the main top here. So we're going to be using 2.5-inch screws and wood glue. And what this does is going to create a surface where we can now screw through the side here and add the legs. So that's the exact next step. So go ahead and secure the legs here. You definitely need to use like generous amounts of, if I group these together, you need to use generous amounts of glue for these components. Because if you lift it up here, it does fit nicely, but you need to have glue here, 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 just all over. That way it bonds really nicely. You need to let it dry as well. And next, what you can do is you can go ahead and stain or paint this. I do a 3-stage process. So I do a pre-stain, which kind of fills in all of the wood pores. That way, when I apply a stain, it applies nice and evenly. So if you're going to be using something like a pine or Douglas fir or like a cheaper wood option, then you definitely want it to apply evenly. A lot of times that's actually an issue. And then the final layer is going to be like either the wax finish, which is really nice, really smooth, or you can use like a polyurethane, but that tends to be a little bit grainy. I personally don't like that too much. So once you're done with that, that's it. Now, for those of you who are ready to build this waterfall console table, I do have the DIY plan. It's going to be linked below. It's more detailed than this video. It includes the lumber shopping list, the lumber cut list, as well as the cutting diagrams. That way you're optimizing on the usage of the lumber you purchased. It includes the tools and materials, as well as helpful links to be able to get everything that you need for this project from Amazon. And of course, the step-by-step instructions with visual diagrams as well as written instructions. So this is something that you can print and then work offline, you know, at your own pace in the garage or in the wood shop, so that your phone or laptop is not going to be collecting dust in there. I appreciate everybody who supports good DIY plans. I also appreciate all the comments. Thanks, guys. You have an awesome day. If this video was valuable to you, check out the next project on the screen.